This is based on a true story. Some names have been changed and some characters and scenes have been created for the purpose of dramatisation. A young white woman with cropped auburn hair is holding up a young child with light brown skin to the window of the bus they're on. It glides past the London Eye. Bouncing him on her knee tenderly, she smiles. Amy Fionn Edwards. Now a man's helping her off the bus with their pram.
Thank you. Say thank you to the nice man. Say thank you.
Jordan Bolger, Laurie Kinniston with Daniel Mays. Believe me. Now they're strolling through a sunny park as she pushes the boy in the pram.
Hair up or hair down? Tonight, I mean. Can't decide. Like, I like it up, but worried makes me look fierce.
She crouches, turning his pram so they're face to face.
What do you think? Too fierce?
She's tugged the hair back from her face.
So this is where you were born? It's nice enough round here, but I thought you'd want some fresh air and trees. And that was us up there, number 17, do you remember?
Now she's pointed out second and third floor windows on a building on a street, then stopping a few doors down.
And this is where Daddy still lives. Never remember what number he is. 23,
6th of May, 2003.
37? Anyway, he's going to be so excited to see you. Maybe we should get together properly. Me and him. Have him live with us? He says he'd like to. I suppose I do love him, but we argue a lot. What do you think? I used to having something to do with my hair.
So who else is going tonight?
Frankie just had a few friends.
Guys and girls, or?
No, just guys.
Now inside the flat.
Not feeling jealous, are you?
No.
Connor, this is my first fucking night out as a mother.
Do you have to swear?
Not about to just jump into bed with anyone. Not that you'd care.
Who says I wouldn't care?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be interested in me.
Why? Why wouldn't they be interested in you?
I mean, yes, they're all guys, but they're also all gays.
Now she's dressed up and Connor's still holding their son, Jack, having given him a bottle of milk.
There's more milk in the fridge if you need it. But that one's formula. Started him on that now because I'm not producing enough anymore.
She smiles at Jack.
Went for down. Bit mummy, isn't it? Yeah.
So that one earlier, that was your milk?
Yeah, I expressed it earlier today. But you put this thing on your tits and it sucks away at me like I'm a cow in a milking machine. But it took ages, didn't it? Because I pretty much went dry now.
She kisses Connor on the lips.
Shouldn't be too late. Actually, I'm terrified I'm going to fall asleep at 9 o'clock.
Have you got some money for a cab? I don't want you messing around with the bus.
20 quid in the secret compartment.
Yeah, you got your key?
She holds them up.
And a black cab, please. And also, you look lovely.
Sarah smiles at Connor, who is biracial with light brown skin, then goes.
I want a milking machine.
She's left her phone behind on the table. Now in a lively club, surrounded by her male friends.
Very nice, thank you. The big boy. Beautiful. Okay. Shot time, shot. Okay, yeah, no, you'll be fine. Right, cheers. Thanks for coming.
Sarah grimaces as she necks her shot. Her brown-haired, pale-skinned friend Frankie smiles bashfully as the others begin singing. Now Frankie and Sarah are at the bar.
Hey, can I have one vodka and Coke and...
Just a Coke, please.
Row up, 2 vodka and Coke, thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not getting battered on my first night out.
Yes, you are. Anyway, I've got some magical marching powder for later to keep you awake. Come on, you said you were having fun with me tonight. It's my birthday. You're having fun with me.
Absolutely fucking not.
You fucking are. Anyway, right, so, Dominic. I'm making myself all vulnerable. I'm giving him everything. I'm giving, I love you. I'm giving, I want to have your babies.
Yeah, what did he say?
He wants to be friends with benefits.
Oh, he's an arsehole.
I was devastated,
You'd be
though.
wrong without him.
I know, but he's so fit. Thank you. Cheers. Happy birthday.
Now she's chatting to friend Finn by the dance floor.
And we exchanged rings. I even took him to meet my mum and dad.
What happened?
I looked through his phone when he was asleep. I know. He's been cheating on me with at least 5 other guys.
He's an arsehole.
Yeah.
My round.
Frankie's missed you so much. We all have.
Shit.
What?
Left my phone at home.
In the toilets,
And I'll be honest, I broke it off. He got too clingy. Do you think that makes me an asshole?
No, he is. I mean, I don't know what for. I'm just gonna go with him being the arsehole.
Thank you, honey.
from a cubicle,
Left a line in there.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Why did you have to come to the ladies' toilets out of interest?
Because your toilets are so much nicer than ours. Ours stink of piss. Right. Now, are you sure you
No, I already said no, thank
Come
you.
on, don't be a party pooper. Join.
Fuck off, will you?
Okay, we're not going to let you leave until you do.
I don't like it.
Please, Sarah, it's my birthday. I'll be very sad.
Don't ruin his birthday.
You don't look very sad.
Sarah reluctantly takes a dab from Frankie's paper wrap.
Yay! God's sake.
There, now let me out, please. I want to spend all night in the bogs with you two.
That's our girl.
Now, hazel-eyed Sarah, in her halter-neck green top, is dancing enthusiastically under disco lights with Mike, who she and Frankie had been in the loos with, Finn and Frankie. Now she's sitting glumly in a booth, her handbag that's missing her phone on the table before her. Frankie, now minus his pink feather boa, approaches.
There you are. Hi.
No, I don't want another drink. I definitely don't want any more Coke, and I'm all out of advice. They're all arseholes, okay?
I was actually just going to ask you whether you wanted me to get you a cab.
Yes,
Let me go get you a cab. Come on, Mama. Let's go.
Now Frankie and Mike are talking to a black cab driver outside the club.
All right. Is that all right? Sarah! He's going to take you. All right, thank you, mate.
She hugs Finn.
Get home safe. Okay, yeah. Bye.
Frankie kisses her, getting the passenger door.
Thanks, mate.
Love you.
See you later. Chat to you in a bit, babe.
Her friends all wave to her in the back of the black cab as it heads down the bustling London street. Now she's dozing as the cab trundles along, city lights casting orbs of colour across the window. The driver talks to her.
You're very popular.
She wearily opens her eyes.
Good night. Certainly look like it. All them blokes are like bees round a honey pot.
It was Friend's birthday party.
They were all over you.
Actually, they were all gay, so it wasn't quite what it seemed.
Really? Look, they don't know what they're missing. If you don't mind me saying, I think you look absolutely gorgeous tonight. Yeah, I reckon you could probably have turned one or two of them if you wanted to.
Well, I'm not sure about that. It's just nice to have a night out.
Why's that then? Just got out of prison or something?
Yeah, not far off. I got a 9-month-old baby. I'm a single mum. This is the first time I've been out since he was born.
Sorry, yeah, look, before we go any further, what number Walgate Road was it?
Oh, just take me to number 17, that'll be fine.
17? Right.
She watches him appear to write that down in a notebook.
And you live on your own, do you?
Yeah.
Rightio.
She's given him a nod, looking vaguely disinterested, then attempts to doze off again.
So what's that like then? You know, spending a night with a load of gay guys?
Oh, they're lovely. But you do end up just being an agony aunt.
I bet.
Would it be nice if someone at some point asked how I was doing?
Okay, well, I'll ask.
The driver glances through the rearview mirror at her.
How are you doing?
Oh. You know, getting on, I suppose. But it's hard being on your own.
Why are you a single mum then?
Oh, it's my choice as much as his. No, I want us to be together because we want to be together, not because we have to be.
Yeah, I get that.
Beads of rain have formed on the windows as the wipers sweep rhythmically across the windscreen.
Well, I've had a great night tonight. I had a big win at the casino earlier, would you believe?
All right, good for you.
Here, look at this lot. 40 grand, can you believe it?
Wow.
Yeah, I've been wanting to celebrate, but I've got to finish my shift first, don't I? Can't drink and drive. I'll lose my licence and be back to square one. I was wondering if you'd have a drink for me.
Oh,
celebrate
no,
for me, like.
No,
I've got some champagne here.
No, I've already had too much to drink tonight.
Raise a glass for me. I've been stuck here behind this wheel, desperate to hear someone say cheers.
No, thanks.
Come on. Do me a favour and have a drink on me. Why don't give me a bottle of bubbly at the casino with me winnings, you know? At least let me see someone enjoying my good luck.
The lights have changed from red to green as he offers her a plastic glass full of liquid.
Okay.
Reluctantly easing her belt, she takes it.
Girl.
She takes a chaste sip of the drink, frowning slightly at the contents, as the cab starts moving again.
So what are you going to do with all that money?
To start with, your journey home is on me tonight, all right?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I don't know. Take some time off. Go on an holiday. I can find someone to go with me.
Will you keep being a cabbie?
Probably. I like meeting people. I like talking to them.
The cab grinds to a halt.
So sorry. I
No
spilled the drink.
No problem. You can knock this one back. There, go on.
He offers another glass back through the dividing screen.
Oh, come on, you've got to drink it now. You're going to give me bad luck. But go on, knock it back.
Looking uncomfortable, she accepts it.
You got it?
She drains the glass and holds it up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Looking increasingly more like she just wants to be back at the flat and the journey over, Sarah gives a fatigued sigh with her elbow propped up on the window pane. Resting her head against her hand, she once more closes her eyes.
You okay? Want anything else?
No, nothing, thanks.
Her head gently shakes with the movement of the cab.
Another drink?
No, thanks.
You smoke?
Trying to give up.
Her eyes are still closed. Now the cab's headlights pierce the gloom as it drives into what looks like the rear service area of a building complex. It has several external air conditioning condenser units and large waste bins. Sarah rouses woozily as overhead industrial-style lights from a covered walkway blur past her window. A multi-storey building looms beyond.
What's going on?
Thought we'd stop for a little ciggy break. Here.
The cab now stopped. Sarah groggily leans forward.
Come on.
She reaches for the cigarette poking out of its packet.
Take it.
Thanks. Where are we?
Barely able to keep her eyes open, Sarah sinks back onto the seat as her head drops to her chest. The pale-skinned, dark-haired driver gets out and peers through the passenger window. She lifts her head and opens her eyes as he gets in.
I'll have one with you.
He sits beside her as she struggles to sit up, then unsteadily leans forward, allowing him to light her cigarette. Inhaling it weakly, she slumps back as he lights his own, rolling her head across the headrest.
Lovely man.
All part of service.
She looks up at him as his face blurs into focus, his hazel eyes hooded by thick brows boring into her. Her world flickers as she sinks into sleep. End of part 1. Sarah rouses on a white-sheeted bed in a hospital ward. Her brow creased, she looks pained as she takes in the sun, seeping through the blinds of a window nearby. a pink balloon hovering at the top of the frame. Briefly dashing her hand across her brow and eye, she looks round as staff busy themselves about her. As she sits up with effort in the same clothes she'd been wearing in the cab, she tugs an IV cannula from her arm and gets out of the bed, looking troubled. She has bruises over her left shoulder and upper arm. Making her way unsteadily into the hospital's stark corridor, she has no shoes, her socks and boot-cut jeans brushing the dark red floor, which is illuminated by overhead lighting. Having located a toilet, she goes in and starts unbuttoning her jeans. She's wearing black tights beneath them, and as she pulls them down, she finds them ripped. Looking confused, she sits down on the bowl. She winces slightly, gripping her bare thighs with her fingers, the harsh light accentuating the redness of her bruising. She goes to wipe herself with some tissue, then draws back her fingers, seeing thick, moist liquid on them. She leans forward, looking pained, as she lets out a gasp. She looks down, then her eyes slowly widen with a horrified realization. Now she's wandering back into the ward, looking tearful and distressed. As she paces anxiously, a nurse approaches her.
Oh, are you okay?
Please, can you help me? I've left my phone at home and I need to call my boyfriend.
Right, okay, just calm down for me. You seemed a bit drunk when you came in last night, so will you just take a seat and I'll be with you in a second?
No, drunk. I wasn't drunk.
The nurse tends to the patient opposite, leaving Sarah looking bewildered. Now Connor meets her on a bench outside with Jack in the pram.
Sarah, hey. What's going on? Where have you been? Hey.
He hugs her.
God, don't touch me. I'm dirty. You're disgusting.
Sit down, sit down. What's going on? What happened?
I think I was raped last night.
Rape? What do you mean think? By who?
I was drugged and raped.
By who?
By the cab driver. He must have put something in my drink, because... Oh, he's got my handbag. I haven't got my purse or my glasses.
He raped you?
Yeah, but I can't remember any of it because he must have drugged me.
Now in a room inside.
He said he'd won some money at a casino and he wanted to celebrate. And then he gave me this drink. He said it was champagne, but I remember it tasted funny. I spilt the one glass. Then he gave me another, and in the end I just drank it to shut him up.
Toxicology tests will establish if there was anything in the drink. Can you describe him, please?
She recalls a blurry image of the driver smoking.
He was 40 to 50 years old. A medium build. His hair was neat at the back. It looked like it'd just been cut.
A suited woman makes a note.
Can you tell us what he did to you? Well, no, I can't because I don't remember any of it. But I'm certain he drugged me. And this morning, my vagina felt sore. And there was what felt like lubricant around it. And my tights were all torn around my crotch area.
Is there a chance you might have had sex with someone earlier in the night and maybe forgotten about it?
No, definitely not.
A suited man.
No, I can tell you, Sarah, you were brought to a police station last night by a young man who lives at 17 Walgate Road.
The driver and a young man.
He said number 17.
Well, that's where I used to live.
Yeah, but why did you go to 17, though?
Because... Well, I can never remember what number you were, so I must have said 17 and then I knew you were a couple of doors down. So before I was brought to the hospital, he took me to the police station.
Him and the taxi driver.
The taxi driver? That's the guy that raped her.
So you'd have his name?
We should do. Yeah?
We're going to need a urine sample and a mouth swab. Okay. Did you bring her a change of clothes?
Yeah.
PC Belitha will be taking you to a specialist rape centre for an examination. You've not had a bath or shower since last night, have you?
Sitting opposite the man and woman interviewing her, who are both white and brown-haired, Sarah shakes her head. Now she's gripping the side of an examination bed that she's lying on. She's in a hospital gown with her legs slightly parted, as a grey-haired doctor sitting at the base of the bed is looking closely between them, wearing clinical gloves. She has more bruises on her inner thigh and just above her eyebrow. As the bearded doctor, now on his feet, examines them and the ones on her arm, she flinches.
Could you turn over, please? I need to examine your back passage. Your anus. In case he penetrated you there.
No, I don't know if someone had anal sex with me, I'd feel it.
I'm sorry, I have to.
As tears well up in her eyes, Sarah forlornly obeys, slowly turning on her side so she's facing away from the doctor. She tenses her lips and squeezes her eyes shut, her face contorting with quiet agony. Now, with the suited woman, Bolitho, in another room in the hospital.
We'll be arranging what's called an Achieving Best Evidence interview with you, where you come into the station while it's all fresh in your mind.
Haven't I already done that?
Sorry, but it needs to be done. And should you wish, we can arrange an appointment for you at the Sexually Transmitted Diseases Clinic.
Yeah, I do wish.
Okay. There are also victim support services that we can connect you with.
Thank you.
Now, your bag, glasses and purse are not missing. I've been told they were taken for forensic examination.
Okay, because I need my glasses to read.
Now, is there anything else you want to tell us? Anything you want to tell us about now, Sarah, that might be relevant?
If you mean did I have sex with anyone else last night, I've already told you no, I didn't. But I do want to tell you one thing. I really regret it, but I did have a little bit of cocaine last night.
Okay.
My friends just kept on at me and I gave in and just had a little dab just to shut them up, but it was only a tiny amount.
You're better off telling us now rather than us not knowing and finding it in your samples.
So embarrassed.
Now Bolitho and Sarah arrive back at the flat.
Hey. Can I touch her?
Yeah, no, I still haven't had a shower.
Mr. O'Carroll, would you be able to come back to the station with me now to make a statement?
Why?
We just want to be as thorough as possible. He can confirm certain timings and details and so on.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. All right, I won't be long.
Her eye makeup smudged, Sarah offers brown-eyed Connor a weak smile as he follows Bolitho out. Now at the station.
She came to London for college, was in digs in the area, and initially we were just neighbours.
And what about family? Does she have family down here with her?
They're all still living in Newport, so she hardly ever sees them.
How would you describe Sarah's alcohol intake?
I mean, she likes to drink, but like in a fun way. I'd say it's normal.
Does she binge drink?
Nah, I mean, like I said, she likes to have a laugh on a night out, and she actually hadn't been on a night out in quite a while before that because of the baby, so maybe she got drunk quicker.
And what about drugs?
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana, cocaine?
No. I've never seen her take any kind of drug.
Not cocaine?
No, not that I know of.
Meanwhile, back at the flat, Sarah's emerged from the bathroom in a towel and checks herself in a mirror.
We have to ask this, Connor. Would you say that Sarah's a sexually promiscuous person?
No, I wouldn't say promiscuous. But what do you mean?
Again, we have to ask, is she the type of person who, for example, might meet up with someone on a night out and have sex with them?
Sarah's looking at her bruises.
I don't know.
And maybe feel bad about that afterwards?
I don't know. No. No, if she's in a relationship.
Now he arrives back to his living room where Sarah's sitting in a dressing gown.
How you feeling?
If he drove me to the station in a taxi, then they must have his name. Or his badge number, or his license number.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, they must do. They should be going around his house now and arresting him.
He gives her an uncertain smile.
I'm gonna get a beer. Do you want something?
Glass of wine.
Connor, who has a toned physique, no hair on his head, and a goatee beard and moustache, fishes a beer from the kitchen fridge, then a bottle from nearby.
It's a bit odd though, ain't it? You know, if he raped you, they'd then take you to a police station.
What do you mean, if?
No, I don't mean it like that. It's just a figure of speech.
He hands her a red wine as she stares up at him.
What did the police ask you?
Just general stuff, really, about last night. Times and stuff.
He watches her as she knocks back her wine.
You see, when you're feeding Jack, does it matter if you've been drinking alcohol?
A little bit doesn't matter.
Connor nods, taking a swig of his beer.
Anyway, I pretty much stopped feeding him now.
Yeah.
Why'd you just ask me that?
I'm just wondering.
Just wait, for fuck's sake!
No, sorry.
I'm all over the fucking place!
He's followed her into the kitchen.
I'm sorry. Come on.
He hugs her.
The taxi driver drove to the station. They must be able to find out who he is.
End of part 2.
The urine sample we test for chlamydia and gonorrhea. And with the blood sample we can check for syphilis, hepatitis B or C and HIV.
HIV? Fucking die from that.
If necessary, we can provide you with PEP, which is a medication that can help prevent HIV infection if commenced soon after exposure. The nurse will also be providing you with emergency contraception, a morning after pill.
Sarah's sitting opposite the doctor who's talking to her in a consultation room at the hospital. Now at the flat, she's on the phone.
Hello? Oh, hello. Is this PC Blitho?
Yes, that's me.
Hi, yeah, this is Sarah Adams.
Hello, Sarah. How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if you managed to trace the black cab driver that dropped me at the police station.
I actually don't have that information, but in any case, I'm actually not handling this investigation. It's been passed on to my colleague, DC Stevens, and he'll be in touch with you in due course.
Right, but this man's still out there. I just want to know that he's been arrested.
DC Stevens is the man to ask.
Now Sarah's outside a building a few doors down with Jack in his pram. The young man the driver was speaking to emerges.
Hello, I was looking for a guy who helped me the other night. I was in a bit of a state. Hope you don't mind me knocking on your door like this.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that was me. You look a bit different now to what you did then.
Oh, God, I can only imagine. Have you got a couple of minutes to talk about it?
Now inside, they're provided hot drinks by a young woman.
There you go.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Okay.
She leaves them to it.
So funny, I used to live here.
Really?
So you're all students sharing?
Yeah.
And you got the short straw when you opened the door?
But I thought someone was trying to break in.
In a flashback, the young man, Billy, is heading downstairs where the driver's at the door.
What are you doing, man? There's a girl in my taxi who lives here. She says this is her front door key. No, but she said number 17.
No, she don't live here.
Billy sees Sarah on the floor of the back of the cab by what looks like a puddle of vomit.
Well, she was like that when I picked her up. Roaring drunk.
You need to go to the police station now. I could see it was more than just drink, so I immediately wondered if you were drugged.
I was. By him, I'm sure of it.
Brown-eyed Billy leans back in his chair.
I'm pretty sure he assaulted me on the way home.
Fuck. I can sense something was not right about him. Listen, the woman's outside there in his taxi. She's basically unconscious.
Let's have it right. She's thrown up all over the back of my cab. I can't pick up any more jobs till I get cleaned up.
A flashback of Sarah being helped by officers into the station as Billy watches, then turns seeing the driver head off in his cab.
I didn't see them take his name. They didn't even get my name.
What?
When they got you inside, I hung around for a bit. She's not drunk, okay? You can tell by looking at her she's been drugged. So why aren't you checking out the cab driver? There's no way a cabbie will pick someone up in that state. Something's not right.
An ambulance has been called. We'll take you from here.
They weren't interested in anything I had to say. Eventually, the ambulance turns up, and they asked me to go home. I think they thought that you were off your head on drink, or you were a junkie. I got a good look at him. If you showed me a picture, I'd be able to identify him.
Thank you so much for helping me. Is it okay if I give the police your name?
Of course. Anything I can do to help.
Now on the phone as she's crouched by Jack in a park.
Hello, can I help?
Yeah, DC Paul Stevens, please. This is Sarah Adams. He's investigating my case.
He's not available right now.
Okay, well, I have some information that might be helpful, so if someone could call me back as soon as possible, please.
Righto, we've got your number. Someone will be in touch.
Thank you. They won't. I know they won't.
She's hung up and now talking to Jack on the bandstand of the leafy, sun-dappled park. 12th of May 2003. It's daytime and Sarah's coming down the main staircase of the flat to answer the door to a man and woman, both white and smartly dressed, waiting outside.
DC Stevens, this is DC King.
I've been trying to speak to someone for a couple of days.
Yeah, sorry, things have been extremely busy.
Now in a car.
Did anyone get the taxi driver's name when he took me to the police station? There's this guy at number 17, Billy, who helped me on the night it happened. Billy says that he thinks that you didn't, but I'm hoping that you did, or you have something on CCTV.
I don't know, I'm afraid, but we can certainly look into that.
Well, there must be something.
All right, well, you leave that with us. If you take a left up at the lights, we can avoid the road.
Sarah spots the multi-storey building.
Oh my God, that's it. It was round the back of those flats. The road he took me down. We should go down there.
All right, we'll make a note and we'll send someone down.
Yeah, there might be DNA there or something. I can tell you exactly where he parked.
Okay, we'll look into it.
Sitting in the back of the car as DC King drives, Sarah shifts restlessly.
Oh, I went to a GP and he made a note of all the bruises I've got all over my body. Thought you might want to take some photos of them.
Well, they could have been caused at the hospital, of course, as you were unconscious when they were moving you. But about today, it's called Achieving Best Evidence Interview.
Yeah, they told me what it was.
Right. Well, there'll be other officers doing the interview, but if you like, I can give you a heads up on what to expect when they question you.
Oh, yeah, okay, thanks.
Now being interviewed on camera.
Had you already had a lot to drink that night?
I had a few drinks, yes, but I wouldn't say that I was drunk when I got in the cab.
You had some cocaine too?
Yes, like I say, I was pressured into it by my friends and I regret it.
She's in a room with Stevens and another man, PC Wright, who's asking the questions.
You drank the champagne that he offered you?
Yes, it tasted sort of funny. Sort of bitter, but after that it's fragments.
Where did you wake up?
In the hospital. I went to the toilet and I could see that my tights were torn around the crotch. I had lubricant around my vagina and on my thighs, and my vagina felt sore.
Why do you think you were raped?
Because of how my vagina felt.
Now consulting with King and Stevens in another interview room.
I've never seen a rape victim behave like that before. She's not crying, there's no emotion. Was she like that when you picked her up?
Then back to Sarah.
Okay, they're happy we haven't missed anything.
How do you think it went?
Well, if I'm honest, it was unusual.
What do you mean?
Most women in your situation, they get angry, they get upset.
I was told not to show any emotion.
There's no right or wrong, it's just what it is. That's how you reacted?
He said you wanted facts, not tears. That's what he said to me, his exact words.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's done now. I'll organise a lift for you.
No, thank you. I'll find my own way home.
Now, over dinner at the flat, Connor watches Sarah take a swig of her red wine. Then she briefly leaves the table to grab her handbag.
How are you feeling now?
Shit.
Presenting a packet of cigarettes, she removes one, readying a lighter.
Probably shouldn't be smoking.
Fuck off!
Sarah, calm down.
She runs her hand over her face, looking flustered.
Look, I do want to ask you something.
Tensing her lips, she turns to him.
How come you stayed out so late that night?
I don't know. It's just how the night went.
You could have texted me. I was worried about it.
Because I left my phone at home. What is this, Connor?
I'm trying to understand what happened.
She stares at him open-mouthed, her eyes betraying a look of hurt and disbelief. Their meal turned sour. They sit awkwardly at the dinner table. End of part 3. Sarah's trudging down a street lined with boarded up or graffitied buildings.
Taxi?
Looking slightly shaken by a young woman hailing a black cab nearby, she quickens her pace as she walks past it, pulling up. She remembers the hazy image of the driver peering through her passenger window. Then she spots something, staring up at it. She's in the rear service area where the driver had taken them, now under a blue sky. She surveys her surroundings with a frown, taking in the bins, the air conditioning units, and the heavy concrete elevated walkways with metal railings. She goes to light a cigarette, then recoils slightly at the memory of the driver lighting her cigarette in the cab.
Lovely man.
She removes the unlit cigarette from her mouth, looking troubled. Now with Connor at the flat.
Maybe they can show me pictures of all the black cab drivers in London.
Babe, there's thousands of them.
I don't care. I'm sure I'd recognise him. On my jeans, when I drop the drink that he gave me, there'll be some of that on them. My top, there was sick on it, so if they test that, they can find out what he drugged me with.
I think we just need to leave it to the police now. They're going to know the best way to go about things.
Yeah, they don't seem to have much urgency about him.
Well, I mean, is there any chance you got things mixed up in your head because you...
What? Because of what?
Because you took coke.
How do you know I took coke?
I just put 2 and 2 together. I mean, the police didn't say it in that many words, but I just assumed from how they
Fucking
spoke.
bastard! Can't believe they talked to you about that. It was just a little bit because Frankie kept fucking on and on at me.
Look, I told them I've never seen you do coke.
That was private information.
Well, hang on. Jack's my son too.
Meaning what?
You're breastfeeding, so why would you do coke?
Because I'm a shit mum, obviously.
I'm not saying that.
Like I told you, I pretty much stopped breastfeeding, but okay, I shouldn't have had any. I don't know why I did. I fucking hate myself. I'm a shit mum.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, maybe that made you go a little bit weird.
Do you know what made me go weird? Test and see if I had HIV. Or fucking syphilis. Or worrying if I'm fucking pregnant.
Wait, am I? And what are you?
And they gave me something.
She looks at him miserably.
All the tests were negative.
That's good.
Yeah, I could say that.
No, I mean, like, because there may be, and I'm only saying maybe, but maybe that means that you weren't assaulted by it.
But I was.
Yeah, but I just keep thinking, if he did do something, why would he drive you to a police station?
Stop fucking saying if!
Now she's standing outside the flat with Jack and Connor.
Please, Sarah, look, just stay a couple more nights until it calms down a bit.
It's not going to calm down in a couple of nights.
Sarah.
It's daytime and she storms off down the street, pushing Jack in his pram as Connor watches helplessly.
Sarah.
Now she's hanging washing up on a line in a garden, bathed in sunshine. She looks utterly deflated and tearful. Jack's in his pram nearby.
Sorry, love. Gotta be quiet, haven't I?
She goes over to him.
Just got lots on my mind. Grown-up stuff. Sorry I'm such a misery. I tell you what.
Ready?
She does a forward roll over a blanket on the grass.
How's that? Okay, what about this?
Then she does a cartwheel.
Ta-da! Is that better? Yes. More? Okay.
She's about to launch into another cartwheel.
Oh! Who's that? That doesn't count, by the way.
Leaving brown-eyed Jack in his pram outside, Sarah heads to the door. She opens it, spying an awkward-looking Frankie waiting there. He smiles sympathetically, then pulls her in for a hug. She closes her eyes, looking emotional as he holds her. Now in the garden with Jack.
You know, they told me they did have the taxi driver's name. And then they said he gave them a false name and address, and then finally told me last week that nobody took his details at the station that night. I can't believe how crap they are.
Well, I'd recognise him. And Mike would. We had a big chat with him before you got in, when we were paying him.
Paying him?
Yeah, I gave him 20 quid. What?
He told me he was taking me home for free because he'd won some money that night. He'd even lied about that.
Surely there must be some CCTV of his cab from the police station.
That's what I keep asking, but they just don't seem interested. Whereas they've mentioned about 50 times what they've been cocaine in my system.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm such a twat.
It's my fault. Should have said no and stuck to it.
Hello?
Yeah, DC Stevens. It's Sarah Adams.
Hi.
Yeah, I do need to talk to you quickly. I'm with my friend Francis Peacock, who was with me the night it happened, and him and another friend, Mike Rafter, spoke to the taxi driver, and Frankie says that they would both be able to identify him.
Look, Sarah...
You've got to let us do our job. I know it's frustrating, but we are doing everything we can.
Did you talk to Billy Houghton, the young guy that lives at 17 Walgate Road, who also got a good look at him?
I'm sure we will get to all of them in due course, but for the time being...
Will you? Because it just feels like you've lost interest in everything.
I can assure you that's not the case.
It feels like you don't believe me.
I'm really sorry that it feels like that.
Hi, yeah, it's I'm Francis Peacock, the guy she just mentioned. I'm more than happy to come in and talk with you about the conversation I had with the taxi driver.
But what's the fucking point?
Right, yeah, I'm gonna have to go because she's really upset, so...
What's the point?
Sitting with Frankie on a riverbank scattered with autumnal leaves, she rests her head on his shoulder as he comforts her. 3rd of June 2003. At the station.
Right, Spencer, what we got?
No DNA from her swabs and nothing on her clothing. It's not unusual, it just means he probably wore a condom.
Toxicology?
Trace cocaine, blood alcohol, 260 over 100, which is pretty high.
Any other drugs, sedatives, anything we've seen before in cases of date rape?
That all came back negative. I mean, we did find citalopram, which is actually an antidepressant, and a little bit of codeine and morphine, but all at levels you'd expect from over-the-counter medications.
Right. Thanks, mate.
3rd of September 2003. Sarah's sitting alone on a bench in the dim light of day, looking thoughtful. She hears her phone buzzing.
Hello?
Hello, it's DC Paul Stevens.
Yeah, hello.
Sorry for the delay in calling you, it's been very busy.
Right, so, the first thing to say is that all avenues were explored.
But did you speak to Billy Houghton and Frankie Peacock and Mike Rafter?
I did visit the nightclub you attended, and I established that the area outside is covered by CCTV, but when I reviewed it from the camera angle, it wasn't possible to identify the cab picking you up.
Right, what about when he dropped me off at the police station?
The forensic samples taken from you came up negative except for the presence of alcohol and cocaine, and the medical examination conducted upon you found no evidence to corroborate your assertion that you were sexually assaulted or raped. Therefore, in light of all of this, I do have to tell you that our investigation is being closed down.
You know, it feels like you're calling me a liar. Like, what about the bruises on me? I asked to come in so you could take proper pictures of them.
I believe something may have happened to you that night, but I do not believe that you were raped. Is it possible you had sex with one of the men you were out with?
They were all gay.
You must bear in mind that you were over the drink-drive limit, and this will affect your recollection of events.
You didn't even find out where he was, did you?
I can tell you that the details of your case will be kept on file at Central Office. If you would like to come and collect your clothing and possessions, I can arrange for somebody to hand them over to you.
No.
No.
No. You're going to need to hang on to them because one day you're going to need them as evidence when you realise you were wrong about me.
She slams her flip phone shut and rests her chin defeatedly on her hand before shaking her head incredulously. Still perched on the bench in the leafy park where she's been with Jack, she looks close to tears. Daylight seeps in through a kitchen window above a sink, where a tall man is hunched over a black laminate worktop nearby. Packets of various pharmaceutical drugs are by a blue plastic bag full of bottles, and he's crushing up pills in an ashtray using a metal spoon. Having mixed them together, he scoops out the powder onto the worktop. Now it's night time, and scenes of revellers, some a little worse for wear, drift past a blurry car window. Colourful neon lights illuminate the street. The driver's in his black cab. DC Stevens' voice echoes.
If a licensed black cab driver is involved in sexual attacks on women, then this represents a real risk to the community. However, the facts of the case do not support this. The actions of the cab driver, witnessed by police, appear to be those of a responsible, law-abiding individual. In addition, the woman's loss of consciousness is consistent with the alcohol and cocaine she consumed given her recent abstinence. The risk is therefore low.
Now a young white woman with long curly copper hair is in the driver's cab.
Good night.
She looks up from her phone.
You look like you've enjoyed yourself.
Oh, yeah. It was just to catch up with friends.
Male or female?
Female.
I was going to say if it was a fella. What a lucky guy he is.
The blue bag full of bottles is by his feet.
I've had a great night tonight myself.